look at some of the global cues that we'll be watching out for later in the day. In the UK, we have the CPI data that's going to come out. In China, we also have trade data that is going to be released today. In terms of global earnings, we have Baidu and Zoom reporting their quarterly numbers. Back home, if we look at earnings, ONGC and IndusInd Bank are going to report their Q4 numbers today. Apart from that, Uno Minda is expected to mull a fundraising move. It comes to Emami and Ashok Leyland. Apart from that, in terms of other global events, we have the ECB chief economist Philip Lane, who is expected to speak later in the day. So lots of key commentary that we are going to watch out for later in the day.
Let's get started on the top global headlines as well. Tesla top boss Elon Musk, one of the Trump's prominent financial backers, has said he will scale back political spending significantly, a move that could in fact reshape Republican fundraising ahead of the midterm elections. Musk's shift of stance reflects a transition in priorities as Tesla faces mounting pressure from falling sales and stock value. Musk added that he is now committed to staying as CEO of Tesla for the next 5 years. Remember, the announcement comes after Musk reportedly spent at least $250 million in 2024 to support Trump's presidential campaign and allied Republican causes. And that includes more than $21 million on a failed Wisconsin Supreme Court race earlier this year. Let's listen into what our expert Santosh Rao, who is head of research and partner Manhattan Venture Partners, has to say on Musk's move.
He took a big hit doing what he did. He took a political hit as well, and then the business hit as well. I mean, Tesla is looked at unfavorably by many people, especially the younger generation. Already there was negativity associated with him joining with Trump, and then layer on all this Doge on top of that. So he's become a symbol of everything that's wrong in America right now. So I think that's what. So he saw the writing on the wall, but I think he's looking at the future as well. Right now, there are EV credits that you get for buying Tesla. That's expected to expire in 2032, and that helps Tesla sales. But that may come down end of this year. It might end of this year if Trump has his way, and that's bad for Tesla. Already the sales are down, competition is increasing. So he's seeing the writing on the wall. So he said, you know what, I need to be all hands on deck to really right the ship and kind of take it forward. I think that's what the investors want, that's what the board wants, and he's doing exactly what's needed at this point.
All right, that's the expert view as far as Elon Musk's big announcement is concerned. But let's move on and take a look at some other news updates. Now, Federal Reserve officials have said that higher prices are coming on the back of rising U.S. import tariffs and counseled patience before making any interest rate decisions before it is clear whether the inflation shock will be fleeting or more persistent. Now, St. Louis Fed President Alberto Musalem has said that the central bank needed to guard first and foremost against a rise in inflation expectations, and a key to that effort will be assessing if the coming price hikes seem like one-time increases or risk turning into something more persistent. Now, he adds that the tariff plans may have been scaled back but still seem likely to have a significant impact on the near-term economic outlook, with direct one-off effects on the prices of imported final goods, indirect effects on the prices of domestically produced goods and services as well, and possibly second-round effects on inflation. On a more cautionary note, in fact, he said that preempting the impact runs the risk of underestimating the level and persistence and creating more inflation trouble in the future.
Yes, exactly. Now, let's shift focus to Israel, where the world is keeping an eye. Israel continues to pound Gaza in an extended ground offensive, claiming lives of an unprecedented rate. Authorities in Gaza say Israel's starvation policy has killed at least 326 Palestinians since March 2, as UN warns that 14,000 babies are at the risk of dying within 48 hours. The United Nations also says no aid has been distributed in Gaza a day after Israel allowed limited humanitarian deliveries to resume. The death toll on Tuesday as per medical sources in Gaza stands at 98. Pressure, of course, continues to mount on Netanyahu, with the United Kingdom now suspending free trade talks with Israel, while the European Union says it will review pact governing its political and economic ties with Israel over the catastrophic situation in Gaza.
All right, let's keep it with the geopolitics space then. The US has reportedly obtained new intelligence suggesting that Israel is making preparations to strike Iranian nuclear facilities, even as the Trump administration has been pursuing a diplomatic deal with Tehran. The said strike could risk tipping off a broader regional conflict in West Asia, something that the US has sought to avoid since the war in Gaza inflamed tensions beginning in 2023. Now, according to a report, it's still uncertain whether Israeli authorities have made a definitive decision, and there is some division within the US administration over whether such strikes will eventually take place.